Students, hi, Catherine Robertson here. This is the second video of the week. I am going to be introducing chapter 1 from the ENT book. I know some of you were looking for it. I heard it was on eBay, and I know it's going to be backwards facing, right? But it's this orange book that looks like this, right? I feel like a YouTuber, how they do reveals. This is the book, and I'm revealing it, right? Anyway, this is what the textbook looks like. You do not have to order it. It is digitally available to you. So for chapter 1, basically the layout of the text, we're going to be doing chapters 1 and 2 for these first 2 weeks. And so for this first week, the discussion is what is due for entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurship class. And then for week 2, the chapter questions for 1 and 2 are due. So chapters 1 and 2, everything from weeks 1 and 2 due at the end of week 2. So if you want to get a jump on those things and turn those in early, absolutely. So if you look in your textbook in the digital format, I have the physical copy just because I'm old and I like physical copies of things, right? That starts on page 7. So if you are looking at the digital copy, you are going to look at page 7 for chapter 1. And there are 3 parts to chapter 1. Entrepreneurship today, entrepreneurial vision and goals, and the entrepreneurial mindset. And so as you go through the chapter, my suggestion to you is the first thing you do is go through chapter 1. If you are interested in watching a video, you could watch the weeks 1 and week 2 10 tips for success about Steve Jobs, whether you like him or you don't like him. His tips are universal and empowering, I think, and I've used them for multiple classes over the years. In particular, a couple of his things are spot on about, trying to find your passion and going forth with that. All right, so first, each chapter is going to be similar in format as to how you will kind of approach the learning process. So for chapter 1, you can go ahead and read chapter 1 first. And then second, I would say pull up the PowerPoint. And the PowerPoint is somewhat of a summary of the chapter, but it gives you the highlights as well, so that once you read the chapter, you go through the highlights in the PowerPoint, and it asks some thought-provoking questions as well. You don't have to answer those physically and turn those in, but you are always welcome to chime in on the discussion board and talk about your thoughts relating to some of those questions, or just put your thoughts out there and see if anyone else has those same thoughts. So as you use the discussion board for this course, because we are looking at this entrepreneurial mindset, we're all kind of helping each other as budding entrepreneurs. We're just trying to focus on, what it is in us that is entrepreneurial, right? Okay, so there are, in chapter 1, if you are looking at the PowerPoint, it goes through, talks a little bit about a couple of different CEOs, and talks about make sure you're able to define what an entrepreneur is. And it kind of gives you some tips, right? The PowerPoints for this chapter, and actually for all the chapters, they're laid out similarly. And so you'll go through that. It will tell you some learning objectives for the chapter. And then we go into the different types of entrepreneurs. And when we look at the different types of entrepreneurs, we have those that are innovators, and they find new approaches. We have creators, they find something new, right? Market makers, so they reinvent markets. And then expanders or scalers, they take something and make it, use new methods or processes to bring a smaller market, a product maybe that was just designed for a smaller market, to a wider audience. And so different types of entrepreneurs. And as you scroll through, there are examples and CEOs that are founders of different products. And Burt's Bees, for instance, was an entrepreneur, founded Burt's Bees, and just small products that we now see in every or in most like grocery stores across the country, right? And then, there are a couple of things. What would you do? How can you put your strengths to work? Again, you don't have to. These are all just exercises that you, depending on where you're at in your entrepreneurial journey, some of you might be thinking about starting a business. Maybe you are in the process of starting a business. Maybe you have never thought of starting a business, right? So you could be anywhere. Maybe you, at this point, don't feel like you ever wanted to start a business, right? But the entrepreneurial mindset is really a way of life, whether you want to start a business or not. So just think about, some of your strengths, and that's where you're going to be able to build some ideas as to what you might want to do as your your overall business plan, but what you might want to do as a new business venture. All right, so if you're going through, and then you'll see there's some examples of places that are high in entrepreneurship, different countries. US obviously ranks #1. That's why we're showing it, right? And talking about a few different products, and then also spotlighting different entrepreneurs. In figure 1.7, we see it shows us the idea of a mentor, right? And what mentorships, the benefits of having a mentor and the benefits of mentorship, right? Having someone that you look up to that you know is already successful, that has started a business and managed to keep the business alive. What have they done, right? What are some of the key things that they have done? And we actually later in the semester will use that for discussion and for a project, talking to someone that we believe is a successful entrepreneur, that either someone we know here in Erie, or maybe someone that we know out of town, whether it's a family or a friend or whomever it might be, or someone maybe that you work for. Maybe you work for a small business started by an entrepreneur. So then we go through the different creative thinking processes, and these SMART goals, right? Creating SMART goals that help you realize your vision: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely goals. And so how we use this frameworks are nice because we just pop in our ideas, right? And their organization, they help us organize what we're thinking about and give us direction. So that's why you'll see a lot of different figures. They're really there as organizational tools. So a few more examples as you go through bike sharing program in Iowa, and and then in the last slide in 25, it talks a little bit about what are some of the identify some disruptive technologies, things that took over, right? That changed the way we think about things. And so that is chapter 1. So if you have questions for me, again, in chapter 1, this week is chapter 2. I have kind of laid out for next week, but you could start the homework already that is up there on Blackboard. There's also a video, Steve Jobs video there for you. And there are 10 tips for success. So try to watch and go through all of that. And then don't forget to post in the discussion board 4 points this week. And last but not least, if you are not currently in one of my classes, and I am currently, you have to do one of two things: either make a short video on either your phone or on your computer and send it to me, either to me on my phone, and you have my, in the syllabus, you have my phone number, send me a text with that. If you want to actually meet, absolutely, we can do that. We can meet via FaceTime, via Zoom, collaborate. We can meet in person. On both campuses throughout the week, or if you have me in class already, physically have me in class, just pull me aside, and that can be how you get your 2 percentage points for the video. Now, it's an easy 2 points, right? If you do not turn in the video within the first 2 weeks, you're already down to a 98% for the class. So it's an easy 2 points to just send me a video, say, your name and why you're here at EC3, and just so that I have a face to the name. And I guess if you have questions, reach out to me. Otherwise, have a great day, and I will reach back out to you later in the week. Don't forget to either submit something via the discussion board, or send me an email, or send me your video. So I know that you are in the class, because anyone I have not heard from and they have not posted anything, and there's been no contact, that you will be automatically withdrawn from the course on Monday evening, next Monday the 25th, and you're not able to rejoin. And you'll have to rejoin in a different semester. So I don't want that. So please try to reach out in some way, shape, or form. Thanks so much. Have a great day.